Hi, so I didn't do a favorite books of the year video last year. I didn't really go over the books that I read last year, and I thought it would be fun to do a two-part series where I talk about the books that I read that I recommend you read if you don't have any time like me, and then give you tips for how to like read when you have no time. So essentially, hi, if you're new here, my name is Tamika. I am a content creator for one here on YouTube, but I also am a freelancer. I work 2 jobs. I currently work a 9 to 5, and I'm trying to freelance to become self-employed. So you're like following along on my journey, right? But so because I'm doing that, I have no time to read, and reading is like one of my favorite hobbies. So in today's video, I'm gonna share some books that I read last year that I think are good for people who don't have a lot of time to read. These are also some books that I really enjoyed last year. You're gonna see some common themes within them. But yeah, so stay tuned for the next part of this series where I talk about, you know, how I made time for reading. So I think it's no shock to anyone that I'm gonna sit here and tell you to read Film for Her. This is a poetry collection, but it's also a film photography like book. It's a combination of the two. It's following not a particular storyline because it's poetry, but it's like poetry and then accompanying photos that like look good together. I love this book a lot. I really enjoyed seeing all the photos. I loved seeing like how the photos and the prose kind of like worked together. I read this last year around June, May or June, and like it was honestly one of the highlights of my year. I was so happy that I found this and I read it, and it inspired me to do something similar. And I mean, I'm not saying I've got a project in the works or anything, but I mean, it really did inspire me to like really go out there and create my own art and you know, create a project, and it really inspired me to make something. So if you're an artist or you are any kind of creative person and you just enjoy looking at beautiful images, I think this is a great book to read. This is in Kindle Unlimited, and it was very easy because it was mainly pictures. It was about 50% pictures and then 50% poetry, so like it was a very fast read. So if you're looking for something quick, you have no time, check this out. One thing that I absolutely adore whenever I don't have time to read is short novellas, bite-sized, like super quick things. So first of all, let's talk about Candy Lips. This one is a sapphic Halloween story, and I think this is less than 100 pages. I don't remember anything about it other than it was sapphic, and I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was like really fun. I'm pretty sure it's following like, it's a dark sapphic, so like the sister, like they're stepsisters, and like one is in love with the other and the other one's also in love with the other one, but one's like super possessive and stalkerish. She literally hunts her step sibling down and is like, "You're not leaving me." And it's really good, and I like really like it. And like they have like a moment like at a Halloween party, and I'm like, okay, like it was really good. So if you're into sapphic and you're into short stuff, this one is like so good. Highly recommended. I did immediately go check out other books from this author, and I will be reading their entire backlist every time a sapphic book comes out. On the same vein, we have A Crack in the Foundation. Again, this is a novella. This is short. It is so bite-sized, so easy to consume, but it's horror. So if you are not into extreme horror, this one's not for you. This one is just like so gruesome and disgusting and terrible, but I love it at the same time. It's about this guy. He like falls for like the wife, like he's obsessed with her, so like he goes and like invades their home so that he can like feel closer to her or whatever. He does some weird stuff, and then he ends up getting trapped down in their basement while the husband is torturing his wife. Like, it's a lot. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, if you don't like extreme horror, I really don't recommend going this route because you're gonna be disturbed. You're gonna be like, what did I just read? And that's valid, that's fine. But honestly, I loved it. She was gorgeous. She was beautiful. She was a fun time. And I personally love that about extreme horror. I know not everyone does. It's not everyone's cup of tea. That's fine. But if you're into it, this one goes so fast and you're gonna like love this time. Okay, so also whenever I'm like really struggling to read and I don't have time, I go to audiobooks 110%. I'm going to talk about some romances that I read last year that I read on Audible that like I feel like just went super fast. First of all, Neon Gods. Are we shocked? Katie Robert, gorgeous, beautiful woman who just puts out like the most beautiful queer books on the planet. This is a Hades and Persephone. This is not like sapphic or anything. This is like male female, but I'm pretty sure our main character is bisexual. I can't remember. I think both of them are. But the point is, this was so much fun. This, I flew through it. I thought this was like so gripping and compelling. I was so like into this the whole time I was reading it, and I just flew right through it. I was like, I need to know what's going on. I need to know, I need to know, I need to know. So like, the series is really good. I cannot wait to continue it. I'm definitely going to be continuing this, you know, sometime this year. But yeah, if you're looking for something that's like super interesting and super gripping, and the audiobook's long, but like you can't tell how long it is, you know, this is the one. So another long one that I did not anticipate I was going to be obsessed with, it's Haunting Adeline, which if you know me, you know I love bad books, and everyone has told me that this book is like the kinds of bad books that I like they're not like super compelling or, you know, whatever, but like super entertaining. And like, I love a stalker. I love a stalker so much. I love a possessive hero. I love a possessive heroine. So when I say that this book was so good, oh my god, I was so like gripped the whole time. I had so many like thoughts and feelings, and I was like so invested to find out what was going on that I just couldn't stop listening to it. I immediately bought the second book and didn't read it, which is very on brand for me. But like, this book is long, but it doesn't feel long. So like, if you're thinking about Haunting Adeline, go to the audiobook. So good. So good. You're going to thank me later, because that book is just, it's so long, but it's so good. Like, it's so bad it's good, you know? It's about a stalker. I just realized I'm not doing the thing I'm supposed to do and tell you about books. This is about a stalker and a romance author. Oh my god. So good. Then we have The Pier and the Puppet, which is a step-sibling romance and also kind of a bully romance. It's a if I can't have you, no one can have you kind of situation. He falls for his stepsister. He's mean to her. You know, the basic. This one's only 8 hours long and it's really good. And if you like dark romance, you like kind of like bully romance, that kind of vibe, this isn't gonna be a really good one for you. You're really gonna be into it. Okay, and then lastly, I want to just mention a thriller, which this is a Riley Sager, and I'm honestly shocked that this made it on my list because I've been not super happy with Riley Sager recently, but this is the only one left. This is the newest release by Riley Sager, and this one is about this woman who ends up having to become a caretaker for a murderer, or at least she's believed to be a murderer, and she is like, you know, taking care, has to move into this house with this woman and take care of her, and this woman is believed to have killed her sister and her mom and her dad, and it's just like so compelling. Like, I think I listened to this in like 2 sittings. It was so good. I can't tell you anything else, because if I tell you anything else, I'm gonna spoil the series, or it's not a series, spoil the book. So all I can say is that this one, like, I just wanted to know the whole time. Like, I was like trying to figure it out, and I don't actively try to figure out thrillers. I kind of just go along with the vibe. But this one, I was like actively like, okay, what is going on? How's this working? What's the real tea here? And like, I was like, you know, super invested. So I know I went through that super fast, but these are such good reads, and definitely are some of the best books that I read last year, which it doesn't say much considering I didn't read that many books last year. But I wanted to talk about them, kind of share some books that if you are also kind of in a reading slump, or you're in a situation where you don't have any time to read, some books that would like be really good for you, so you can just kind of know where to spend your time, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's all for now. I'll see y'all in my next video. Make sure you stay tuned for it next week whenever I drop my video on how to read more when you have no time. Yeah, I'll see you in my next one.